Welcome back to another follow along with me, Miss B. This week we're going to be exploring pop art. The first artist we're going to look at is Roy Lichtenstein. This is Roy Lichtenstein. And these are some of the paintings he's inspired. This week, we're going to work on a drawing similar to this painting here. So we will need paper and a pencil to start with. This drawing has several steps, so we're actually going to start with the background first. All those little star shapes. Now, they don't have to be perfect, so we're just going to do this from the center out using triangles. And our center shape, we want it to be fairly small. So this star shape will have 6 points on it when we're finished. They do not need to look the same or be the same. In fact, it doesn't even need to look like a star when we're done. Anything close to this is good. So I'm going to add my second kaboom shape or star shape or explosion shape, whatever you guys want to call it. And I'm going to go between the triangles I've already made with longer, thinner triangles. So in between all these spaces, we want to put a long, skinny triangle shape. Now these aren't triangles because they don't have a flat bottom, but we are doing the top portion of the triangle. So something close to this. And we're going to do one more set of triangles. And again, they're going to fall between the triangles we just made. So in these spaces here. So it'll touch one triangle and then touch the other. One to the other. Again, these can all be different sizes and lengths. But these are going to be our biggest triangle shapes. And that's going to be our explosion on the paper. So the next thing I'm going to make is my dust cloud around my explosion. And I'm just going to do this with bumpy lines going around. You'll see some of my triangles will go through and stick out the other side. Some of my bumps will be big, some will be small. I am going to change a few up just to get a little bit different shape on my explosion cloud. So what we're looking at here is actually the background of our picture. We will erase some of it when we do the next step. So we're going to make this project really simple, and we're going to use the word pop. 3 letters, P-O-P. And we want to make them nice and big right in the center. Now I'm going to make mine bubble letters, so you can copy this. If you're not comfortable doing the bubble letters, you can just write the word pop, because we will be tracing over this with a darker marker. Now, bubble letters just means that our shapes or our letters are a bit puffier. They have some volume. Okay, it's not one pencil line. We're giving these letters some dimension. And then what I did is, once I've made my letter, I've erased all the lines that are inside of my letter shape. Not in my letter D window, but inside my letter itself. Then we're going to move to the next letter, which is the letter O. So one big circle, small circle in the middle, and then I can clean it up the outsides, make it a little bit more round, and then go ahead and erase any lines that are inside of my letter O. So you can see I still have my background and my letters now sit on top. I'm going to do my last letter, which is P. Let's make a big loop, come down, connect the bottom, and then use the letter D for the inside of your letter P. And then erase any lines that we will not need to see. Now I did run out of room because I didn't center my letters properly, but I am going to put an exclamation point at the end, also making that a bubble letter. Squeeze it in on the side here, and then erase what's in the middle. So the next step we want to do is trace all of our pencil lines that remain. We don't want to trace anything we've erased. So I'm going to start with my letters. So I'm going to show you how to make these look a little bit more 3D. It's very simple. We're just going to draw another line or double up on our line there. So instead of drawing it once, we're going to draw it 2, 3 times. It gives it some dimension. 1, 2. 1, 2. Again, just tracing that 2 or 3 more times builds up your marker and gives your letter a little bit of 3 dimension. It's 2 there, and I'm even going to do the exclamation point. 1, 2, and the dot at the bottom. 1, 2. I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. So next, I'm just tracing my explosion lines or my star shapes or my triangle shapes. I'm going to trace the cloud as well. So one more thing I'm going to add to this, which I decided after. So I'm going to add some background lines here. And I'm going to put them in sets of 2 because I'm going to color in between them. And they can be thick or thin. So you can see I have 1 thick, 2 thin. Then I have an even bigger one over here. And they're going all the way to the edge of my paper. So we're going to get to coloring this now. Now, if you noticed in the examples I showed you, there's a lot with primary colors. So if we think back to our primary colors, we've got red, yellow, and blue. So I'm going to stick to my primary colors. I also have some red orange and a light red, a light yellow, a light blue, and an even lighter blue. So I still have my primaries, and I'm gonna add gray or black. So on this picture, I'm going to use gray. So if you don't have gray, you can use black. And those are the colors we're gonna stick with for this project. Now, something fun Roy Lichtenstein liked to do with his printing and paintings was he colored in with tiny little dots. Now, if you remember back a couple weeks ago, we did something called pointillism, where we made a tree out of just tiny little dots. Now, Roy Lichtenstein called these Band-Aid dots. And it's what he used to color in his picture. So I'm just doing one dot at a time to fill in my letters here. So I will speed this up. This did take quite a while. So if you do want to try these tiny dots or these Band-Aid dots, or what we call pointillism, I think that would be great practice. I'm going to do it for my letters and my cloud. So you'll see when I'm all finished. If you don't want to do the dots, you just go ahead and color them in, whatever colors you choose. But do try to stick to your primary colors if possible. So here you can really see how using the dots gives your drawing a little bit different texture. It's also really fun to do. It just takes a while. And here we have our word pop, inspired by Roy Lichtenstein. I hope you guys had fun with this project. Don't forget to submit your assignment on Schoology for full credit. Email me with any questions you might have. Don't forget to click that like button and have a nice day, guys.